Take their seats, we could start our meeting. Good evening, everyone. Would you please all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. We are going to take just something out of order here. We're going to do our presentations, awards, and recognitions ahead of the public hearing, so just in case anyone wants to go home, we understand. As interesting as the Academic Excellence Indicator System report is, we just like to give that option to people. Really? Okay. Dr. Roy, it's up to you.
Okay. Good evening. First, board members, I have from the State of Texas Office of the Governor. It does not have a check with it, however, I would say. The biggest challenges facing the education system can also be among its greatest strengths. For example, during a time when state and national mandates rightly place more emphasis than ever on setting the high bar for education, it remains important for each community to retain control of its own educational system. Balancing the need for local control with directives coming down from larger governmental bodies is a difficult and oftentimes unappreciated task. But for over 2 centuries, American school boards have risen to such challenges. School boards also deal with issues such as rapidly expanding role of technology in the classroom, the challenge to keep our children both well educated and physically active, and, as always, the difficulties inherent in dealing with budgetary priorities. The people who make up these boards volunteer their time because they care about their communities and their schools. Each year, the Texas Association of School Boards designates January as School Board Recognition Month to emphasize the importance of the services these dedicated men and women provide to the schools and students of Texas. At this time, I urge all Texans to recognize the invaluable contributions realized through the work of our school board. Therefore, I, Rick Perry, Governor of Texas, do hereby proclaim January 2011 to be School Board Recognition Month. Board members.
Thank you all very much. Really appreciate everything, all the signs. We're going to keep them up for a while so we get to look at them all very good. Yes, the flowers, the candy, especially the candy, the number of things that are coming in. We really do appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Okay?
Okay. The governor didn't send any money, but these guys have, okay? We've got some representatives from CoServe. Let's have Tracy Elrod, Area Manager, Stephen Mears, Energy Management Supervisor, Bill Ragsdale, Board of Directors for District 6. If you would come forward, please.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Elrod. I'm with CoServe along with Stephen Mears and Mr. Bill Ragsdale, who is our District 6 Board Director. We are coming tonight to do a presentation of 3 different checks. And the first check I'd like to present is our capital credits check. If you don't know what a capital credit check is with CoServe, it's the retired funds that we give each year when the board decides to actually retire those funds to our members. Instead of reinvesting in our company back, we give it back to you guys, to our members. So we would like to present that right now.
How much, Tracy?
This is for $67,912.84. Next will be Stephen Mears.
I'm Stephen Mears, and I'm the Energy Management Supervisor at CoServe, and I'm here to present the rebate check for the energy efficient upgrades that LISD decided to do. We're They did upgrades on the gyms in 18 different schools, and they estimate with the inclusion of this rebate that those upgrades should pay for themselves in about 2 years and 10 months. This is actually the biggest check that we've given out as part of the rebate program to date, so we're very happy to be here to present this.
How much?
A little over $38,000.
This is our Board Director of District 6, Mr. Bill Ragsdale.
It's with great honor and privilege that I'm here tonight to present. It is the smallest of the 3 checks, I have to admit, but to me it's the most important. Having a daughter that's a teacher and a son-in-law that's a teacher coach, I've seen teachers scrape by and buy supplies and expenses, cover expenses for trips and things such as that. And having been a 1971 graduate of LHS myself, giving money back to LHS or to LISD is very important, and I think the teachers will be able to utilize this money for the that's going into the Lewisville Education Foundation, an additional endowment that COSERV is making this year. Since 2005, including this check, COSERV will have given to this endowment or to the Education Foundation a little over $107,000. Today I'm pleased to present a check of $30,000 to the
I just want to say real quick, I'm Connie Pelfrey, the Executive Director for the Education Foundation, and we truly appreciate this support from COSERV. With this amount added to what we already have, that means that we will be able to award $5,000 each year from the endowment fund to go towards teacher grants. So thank you again, COSERV.
Let me echo that thank you, COSERV, and tell you all are welcome to come back to any board meeting. Okay, let me ask Bill Watson, Director of Fine Arts, to come forward, recognizing the Hebron High School Band, the Marcus High School Band, for UIL State Marching Championship finalists. Bill, take over.
Good evening. Congratulations on School Board Month, Board of Trustees, Dr. Roy, and everybody in the audience. We had a unique situation this year. We had 2 bands in the state 5A finals. We were the only district that had 2 bands in the state 5A finals. If you go back to 2008, we're the only school district with 2 bands in the 5A state finals. And we also, Hebron and Marcus also were in the 5A state finals for the state honor band, which Hebron won. This year on the marching band front, we also had a unique occurrence. The 5As go to has started doing every other year marching contest in the year 1992, and this is the first time in history that we had a marching band do 3 consecutive state championships in the every other year format. We have had that before when it was just every year. So students have had to maintain that level for 6 years. We've had it 3 years before. We're going to go out of order just a little bit because we have some kids stuck in traffic behind a wreck on Main Street. That's what the text message is saying. So we're going to start. We'll start with Hebron. And if we could have the Hebron and their, are they stuck in the wreck still? Okay, they're here. Okay, Hebron directors and drum majors, could you come up? They've had a busy fall, and they're not done yet. They not only placed 4th in prelims, 6th in finals at the state marching contest. They also had just finished playing in Chicago for the Midwest, And in February, they're going to be playing for the TMEA State Honor Band. So they've had kind of a pretty busy fall, to say the least. The band directors are Andy Seeley, and this is Mason Daphne. And then I think Mr. Saldana just might have walked in. So come on in. He's shy. He's very polite. And this is Mr. Louis Saldana. And our percussion director is Mr. Scott Baldwin. He's not able to be here tonight. We have our drum majors, our student leaders, and of course they lead the group on the field, and the directors get to sit in the stands and hope for the best. So these people have been out there every day leading the group. Caroline Cannon, Amber Resnick, and Lindsay White, the Hebron High School Marching Band. I think, yes. There's some parents in the audience? Do you have any parents in the audience? Okay, not to my knowledge. If you have any parents, we would certainly like you to be recognized. Mr. Finch? Do you have Mr. Finch here? Okay, yeah. All right, well, thank you very much, Hebron. How are we doing? We're good? Okay. All right, and then if we could have representatives from the Marcus High School Band come up. And this is the three-peat. The directors, we have all five of the directors here, principal directors here. We have Amanda Drinkwater, Dominique Talaka, David Simon, Kenan Wiley, and our color guard director, John Leonard. And our drum major, I'll announce all four drum majors, but we have one of them that was able to make it through. Connor Brown, Josh Dover, Caitlin Henry, and Kevin Jones. And Mr. Schaeferman was sitting right there in the press box on the 50 for both prelims and finals, and of course he does a lot more than that. So thank you to Mr. Schaeferman as well. Thank you, Marcus High School Band. Oh, there are parents? If we have any Marcus High School parents, could they stand please? That's a huge part of it. Okay, now we have Flower Mound. Our next group has been up here before, but in a different contest. The Flower Mound String Orchestra entered the State Honor Orchestra competition. Previously, over the summer, the full orchestra made 4th in the state, and the string orchestra also got recognition and made top 8 as a state finalist. Could we have the Flower Mound Orchestra representatives come up, please? It's very rare when an organization gets to the finals in both full orchestra and string orchestra, so we want to really celebrate that. The director is Ann Smith, and she has brought one of her prize students, Adrienne Fang. So this is the Flower Mound String Orchestra. Just a little advertisement. If you look really closely at the Super Bowl, when the people are coming out and being introduced, when the Steelers and the Packers are being introduced, they will be running through members of the Lewisville High School Band, and then we'll have the Marquettes and the Silver Wings performing as part of the Black Eyed Peas, so kind of look for that. All right, thank you.
Bill. We didn't tell you, we're going to need some of those Marcus band uniforms for Super Bowl weekend. Okay. Recognizing Love and Logic facilitator volunteers, let me ask Regina Bennett to come forward.
Good evening. Happy School Board Appreciation Month. How awesome. Thank you very much for your support of our program. This evening, we would like to just take a little bit of time to recognize a program that started with counselors in the district. As part of my role as Safe and Drug-Free Coordinator, it's my responsibility to assist with the implementation of our district-wide parent education program. After we met for several planning sessions, we decided on the Becoming a Love and Logic Parent program. How many people have heard of that program? Heard of it? Awesome, we love that. This program teaches parents and educators to empower children to make good choices while encouraging stress-free parenting. And it was a general consensus among the counselors and others in the district that if we offered a parent education program, that it would be well received. And it was. We had, starting the program since last spring, over 300 parents have been trained in this program. And the program was offered in English, Spanish, it was offered in the morning and the evening, and it was offered on the east and west side of the district. And there was even this fall a training for educators, Love and Logic for Educators. Now the Love and Logic facilitators believe that they're here tonight to recognize the program, but actually we're here tonight to recognize them, because they're the ones that make this program possible. So we want to take this opportunity to thank you for volunteering your time to teach these very important classes. It's my pleasure on behalf of the school board to present each of you a token of our appreciation for assisting in bringing these classes to a district-wide level. Thank you for going above and beyond. And as I call your names, if you'll please come up. Jill Adams, Sharon Eatwell, Holly Grove, Linda Cross, Patricia Longoria, Laura Norton, Kathleen Nutt, Deborah Clemens, Antonia Torres Bettenker, Manoush Zairi. And then there's this one person, I left her for last, because she's like the queen of Love and Logic. She has absolutely just really gone above and beyond, because not only did she help us with the parent class, but she also did the Love and Logic for Educators, Darlene Fields. We had a couple of people that were unable to make it, Catherine Hawley, Deborah Saul, and Joanne Schaff, and Anna Vasquez, and we thank them as well. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you again. Let's go.